Can y'all notice that I try to make myself look, a little bit more glamorous for all my Leos out there? No? No? Okay. All of my beautiful lotus flowers, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're into nerding out on everything astrology, spirituality, and fantasy, this is the community for you. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me and share these precious moments here on my channel. Today we're talking all about the Leo rising, aka Ascendant sign, and some of the general traits, the weaknesses to be aware of, and the strengths that a Leo rising can encounter in their lives. And then at the end, we also have a little bonus fun segment about Leo risings regarding celebrities. So stay tuned for that if you'd like to see that. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Really quickly, in case you don't know what a rising sign is, your sun sign is basically more so your egotistical nature, and then your rising sign is more so your outward appearance, your outward actions in the world, and kind of how people who don't know you very well may perceive you. There is a lot more to it than that, and if you're interested in knowing more, you can go ahead and refer to this video right here. I'll leave a card for it and the link in the description. But that's just basically a summary of what it is and the difference between the two. Your rising sign is actually super important. So whatever your rising sign is, places great importance on your overall life and your entire birth chart. First, we're going to talk about the general traits of somebody with a Leo rising or Leo ascendant sign. Leo risings are ruled by the sun, which is so powerful. And this also means that it's their birth chart's planetary ruler. And the sun is considered like the most powerful planet because it's the one that holds our entire solar system together. So this means that it's going to typically make Leo risings be very, very radiant, vibrant, glowing individuals that just stand out in a crowd. Like a lot of people are going to naturally be attracted to them, and they're going to add a liveliness to wherever they're at because, again, that's the energy of the sun. It keeps everything alive. It's radiant. It's bright. And that's pretty much going to translate into a Leo rising. But because Leo is ruled by the sun, this means that wherever the sun's actual placement is at in their birth chart is going to have a huge effect on the way that they act. Again, these are general traits, but the way that you portray yourself may be a bit different depending on where your sun's at. So if some of this doesn't resonate with you, just keep that in mind. Like the sun, they tend to draw people in naturally with their really warm, generous nature. They breathe life into everyone around them. They love to encourage others. They love creating an optimistic atmosphere for other people and really inspiring others to just be unique and creative and happy and enjoy every moment of our lives that's happening right this second. They naturally strive to be the best at whatever it is that they do, no matter what it is. They take a lot of pride in the things that they decide to do, the things that they get themselves into, and this means that they usually take a lot of pride in their appearance as well, and they love to have a kind of unique personal flair about themselves. They already stand out as it is, but they love to make themselves stand out even more, and most likely the goals that they're so ambitiously heading towards have something to do with being the center of attention, whether they realize it or not. If I have any Leo risings out there, be sure to leave a comment down below so I know if any of my Leo risings are watching this video. And before we continue, be sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell before we move on because I know you don't want to miss other videos. Now let's talk about some difficulties that Leo risings should be aware of in their lives so that way they can be aware of them and then work through them accordingly. Like I stated before, they tend to be very, very ambitious and very strong-willed. They have a very kind of masculine energy about them in that way where they just want to persevere and achieve their goals no matter what. But that's the part that can be a problem, is the no matter what part. So if they don't watch it, they can find themselves using unfair intimidation factors towards people. They can kind of use a lot of people and things as stepping stones unfairly to get to where they want to be. Tying into that, they tend to have a very healthy ego and really exude a ton of confidence. But if they don't watch it, they can lose their humility. And even so, even though they may not be fun to be around because of their ego, they will become self-pitying and doubtful of themselves if they find that they don't really have any friends or people don't really want to be around them, because Leo risings thrive off of having a support system of some kind and really good connections. If they let this arrogance go too far, they really can have a hard time keeping friendships. People might be initially attracted to them because that's just what a Leo rising can do, is attract people, but they might find that they're not able to hold on to any of these relationships. And this is only going to make the Leo rising become more and more bitter as time goes on, which is not a good thing. So if they find that that's happening, it's a good time to definitely look inward and kind of think like, am I maybe doing something wrong? You know, is there something that maybe I need to work on? But in order to do that, they need to let go of a very strong sense of pride that they may also find themselves holding on to. Okay, now for some Leo rising strengths. Like stated before, you truly thrive in the spotlight and in being the center of attention. So that means that you're going to do really great in careers such as politics, being an entertainer of some sort, or even if you are Leo rising that tends to be a little bit more shy, you still do crave attention. Even if it, makes you a little bit like, you're not sure how to feel about it, you do want attention, whether you know it or not. So this may even be some type of creative outlet like painting and whatnot that gets you attention, but your paintings kind of take center stage, not really you. Does that make sense? You have a natural ability to provide positive inspiration, encouragement, and motivation to anybody that's around you. Whether you know you're doing it or not, you just tend to have a very inspirational, optimistic, and warm nature about you that makes people want to listen to what you're saying or follow suit. On top of that, the unique personal flair and style that you put out into the world naturally attracts people to you, and you're not going to have a hard time finding friends or finding romantic partners because of that. Because of your natural confidence and your ambition, you're way more willing than a lot of people to put yourself out there. Even if you might fail, you're willing to try new things, put yourself out there, express yourself, and you're just not afraid to do that. And this means that you may have a lot of really fun experiences and you may receive a lot of success in your life. And adding on to that, you're an extremely strong individual and you tend to excel wherever you're placed. So whatever environment you're put in, you can usually navigate it with ease or navigate it with intelligence. Where a lot of people might fail, you can usually find your way around socially, whether it's entertaining others, whether it's staying low, whatever the situation you're put in, you can usually go through it confidently. Let's talk about a few celebrities that have Leo rising, and we can kind of see the extreme difference in how they portray themselves, but how they all kind of hold the same general Leo rising traits that we talked about. First, we have Emma Stone. So the way that I believe Emma Stone portrays a Leo rising's nature is that she's extremely warm and she seems very generous and she's very charismatic. She's one of those people that I feel like she became very famous not only because she's a great actress in my opinion, but because also it seems like you can talk to her as a friend. She seems very approachable and nice, and she has that air about her that you just want to be in her space. You just want to get to know her because she just seems fun and really sweet. The second Leo rising celebrity we have is Drake. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched stuff about Drake, but I honestly have not really ever heard any negative things about him, and any negative things that people may have put out there about him are purely speculation. So people tend to have a popular opinion that he's just a really generous person, he's really cool, he's willing to be there for people, and he always seems like he's very humble, and at the same time he's obviously very creative. You know, a lot of people consider him as kind of starting the wave of a certain type of music, And you know, whether you consider that true or not, that's up to you. But a lot of people think that. And so in these ways, he kind of portrays everything about a Leo rising, including his air of confidence as well. The last Leo rising we're talking about is Marilyn Manson. Yes, so we went from Emma Stone, Drake, to Marilyn Manson. And I wanted to include him because he, again, shows how a Leo rising's traits can show and how different they can be from others, but how they're kind of almost the same. The main Leo rising trait that really shows through in the way Marilyn Manson puts himself out in the world is nonconformity. The whole entire band was focused on nonconformity and really trying to break walls and disrupt everybody's thought processes. Like, everything about them was supposed to be really unique and controversial and non-conforming. And all of these things are things that Leo risings definitely have a knack for doing. If you enjoyed this video, be sure that you don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for me. It helps me out so much if you do. Please and thank you. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to be a bigger part of the community, head over to the LaBlue Lotus Facebook community. The link will be in the description down below for you. And again, don't forget to comment if you are a Leo rising watching this video. And if you have not watched these videos yet, I highly recommend that you do. You will learn so much more about astrology, I promise. Again, thank you so much for choosing to be here with me in this video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, adios.